we need to get in here and get our hands dirty. So this is the neck, because it's going through a hole right here. Okay, where are you looking at? Okay, the neck is going through a hole right here. The bridge is coming through a hole right here. And that looks to be, these look to be 2-in-1s, so there's 2 wires in one sleeve. And the diagram looks like it's, this is ground, this is output, and these are the pickup connectors. And basically what it is when the switch is all the way in the bridge position, it'll be taking from this pickup. When it's in the neck position, it'll be taking from this pickup. When it's in the middle, it'll be from both. So I am going to leave ground connected. Ooh, that pot probably needs yeah, the pot needs to be secured more. Not a problem. And if I need different pots, I have a whole container full of them. And just a whole thing full of potentiometers. But the goal of this is going to be take the cap and rewire the tone pot correctly. I might replace the pots outright. And yeah, that's pretty much the only goal. But should be easy and quick. This will also be my first time soldering on stream. Luckily I don't have any alerts to make me jump and burn myself. I did that one time. On my thumb, round about here, when FF15 came out, I was watching a person play it, and I was desoldering a electrolytic capacitor. It's one of the ones that looks like a battery. My hand slipped and the tip went right in there and stayed for about a second. Felt like my finger was on fire for the next 3 or 4 days. Yeah, burned a lot. It caused immediate 2nd degree burn because the tip on that's like 700 degrees or some shit. Right now I'm just making sure I have what I need pulled up, because I'd rather do this once. Okay, it's the other way around. Looks like this middle. No, this middle leg is live. All right. First things first. Moving that out of the way. That smell tells me this needs fresh solder. Which is weird because this is only like a 5-year-old guitar. Whoa. I almost just cut off the video feed. Because the iron touched the cabling of the camera. Alright, the tip has been tinned. Is that a nice smoke effect because of it? Come on. There we go. That's what I want to see. Okay. Now, this cap is a bit much. It's also not on the right lug. And there we go. It's a 473. Is it a 470 nanofarad? No, 47 nanofarad? White swat looks like something spunked on it. Eh. So that'll be used later. Okay, I need a wire. I'm gonna make it a blue wire. Right now I'm stripping off part of the shielding. Gotta be careful because this is a this isn't solid core, so I have to be careful not to ruin any of the much thinner wires in there. There we go. Beautiful exposed copper. Alright, there's one end tinned. Gotta be careful with these because I already feel it getting hot. Which I totally could have left this leg on that pot, no problem, but it would have caused clearance issues for this wire because it's going to be grounded the same way anyway. And here we see the shark in her natural habitat, gently cutting through the river of a jumper wire. What will she do next? Will she throw it away? Tin it? Ah, she'll tin it. Precisely as expected. Oh. So I'm down to do any conversation you guys want. I'll answer any question about instruments, at least that I know about. So it's pretty much gonna be stringed or piano. What's funny is I planned on doing the stream as soon as I got home and heard how this thing sounded, which by the way is fucking awful. As it was wired, but as soon as I decided I was going to do that, who else goes live but Herman Lee? What's he doing? He's replacing the bridge on his old guitar. So the guitar he bought the same year I was born. So he bought it in like November or some shit, 93. I was born in July 93. Is this going to be long enough? almost exactly long enough. Right, there's one end. Now for the other. Alright, that's it for that. Now I have to put the capacitor in there. Yeah, kind of. It'd be awesome to do like a double stream with him. I've been listening to his music for 12 years now. I mean, he's just a nerd like me. He just has more money. He's also much better at guitar than I am. Alright, and this needs to go to the center lug of the tone, and then grounded on the volume. Okay. Now, a nice thing about this kind of capacitor is it's bidirectional. Electrolytics and tantalum, you can only have them one way, where one leg is positive, one leg is negative. In these, they're unpolarized, so no matter which way I put it, the current voltage will flow correctly. Now, in a guitar, there's barely any. Unless I had powered pickups, there would be almost no power going through this capacitor. Like, I think it's on the scale of micro or nanovolts. Because electromagnets, they're passive electromagnets. You know, I honestly thought this would take longer than it actually has been. I know my hand's blocking the camera, but I need to make sure I do this right. Oh. Not only did it not connect, I turned the capacitor in the process. I'm gonna desolder this lug some more. Well, that's why nothing was going through it. The person who did this, like, snipped the wire at the lug, so there's still part of the wire in there. And it's always nice, like it's not necessary, but it's always nice to have the lettering exposed. So like you open up the cavity, you immediately see what value it is. So if you ever want to replace it, you know what value you were using, so you could tell if you want another one of them or to switch it. Now on this end it's a little easy. Well, it's a lot easier because it's soldered in place. On the other end, I just heat up this little ball, push down, very slightly push down. You know what? My better judgment says to have it stand up a little straighter. So like bend it here. Ooh. Bend it like that. Have this pointing down. That way, the tip goes in there, not in the middle of the leg. Nope, I'm gonna be needing more solder. I gotta get close to see if it's actually connected right. Thankfully I have this magnifying glass. It could probably be a little stronger. I'm gonna do that. Just mean a tiny bit more solder. Now I did touch some of the other wires, so I need to make sure those aren't damaged. They look to be good. So now I can pick up the guitar and see if it plays better. I'm also going to adjust the exposure and everything. Because right now you can barely see anything really. So advanced. Makes it more grainy. So does the gain. Oh. It could have been that I just had this on. So mic's gonna move. It's gonna turn off. What do you know? It actually works correctly. Took me 40 minutes. Well, no, some of that I wasn't even doing anything. So, sitting here 40 minutes. So it probably took me maybe 20, 25. But now we got to work on the knob. This knob is a little wobbly. I had to do this with the other one earlier, but that one is significantly less smooth. But this needs a 5/64 Allen key. And you need to undo this. There. Now, solder takes a very short time to cool down. So I can safely touch the wiring. Just gotta make sure I'm holding the right one. Now, I basically can't get my finger on there. It's a little bit grimy in there. Right. Now that's done. Put that right back on there. And tighten it down. And that is... Come on, get in there. That is decently tight. Oh yeah, Dragon. I got this strap because it reminds me of Cal. It's for anybody watching who doesn't know who Cal is, it's a mutual friend of ours. She sure does love blue on black. Well, more specifically, blue on Eichengrau, which is a pretty good shade. Eichengrau is a pretty good shade. In fact, if you look at my character's suit, if you scroll down under the stream, that bodysuit is also an Eichengrau. But I think what I did wrong with this is that I think it's just supposed to be dropped in here, not wedged, or not put in and folded over. Yeah, $10. It is spelled Eigengrau. It's German, and the literal translation means like intrinsic gray. Aha! Thank you, magnetized screws. Oh, come on. And the hex code for that is 16161D. Yeah, you could say that. And yeah. I just remembered that you use words to be sure of spelling. Want to hear it sounds? Oop. Normal E, B, G, D, A, E, B. The clean setting. Here's my normal distortion. Now, I have another distortion. Well, I have many different distortion settings where it turns, like it tunes down. I want to see what this sounds like when the B is tuned down to, see, it's 4, no, it'd be, yeah, okay, the E goes to C, and then B, E, D flat, D, or E, E flat, D, D flat, C. Okay, so it's tuned down 4, so this would be down to a G, I think. B, B flat, E, or A flat, G. Yeah. Alright, so I now have a 7-string guitar. It's fully functional. This is more accurate.